Hi everyone. Thank you so much for joining this morning. Also, hi Andrew. Thank you always for joining. Makes me very happy. Yeah, so I'm in the office again, the really pretty office, and um, it's been a rough week. So I finished up my front end master's workshops last Friday, I guess, but then I have my talks for React Rally next Thursday. So it's like I rested a tiny little bit, and then now I'm full on making talks mode, and so I think I'm a little bit sleep deprived, and uh, I might not look my best right now, and I'm sorry. But yeah, so this week has been spent kind of thinking, well, this week has been spent on clients and then thinking about the talk for React Rally. And then I'm pretty excited about what I want to cover for that. So I think after this stream, that's what I'll be working on for the rest of the day. But I also wanted to talk about concatenate conf, was, which I had the pleasure of speaking at Friday. And remotely, which was really cool. So that conference is the kind of the background story behind it is uh, it occurred in Nigeria, and the background story is that Christian Code Beast on Twitter had, I think, tweeted about how he had gotten invited to conferences. I don't know if it was in America or in Europe or where it was, but that he had gotten invited, but he was denied a visa, and he was just, I think I didn't see the original tweet, but I think maybe he was just kind of either sad or frustrated that he couldn't go. And then Sarah Jasner, one of my friends, who's really cool, one of my friends and mentor figures, saw that tweet and was like, well, that really sucks. If you can't come to the conference, why don't we bring the conference to you? And so apparently it was one of those, like, first of all, that's just so cool. But also, I don't think it really hit me how cool and how significant it was until I did the tech check Thursday morning. Oh, so a lot of the speakers were remote because it was their first ever conference, and they weren't sure how much they could get in sponsorships. So what they did was have a physical space in is it Lagos? I'm sorry if I'm saying that incorrectly, but in Nigeria. So they had a physical space, a venue in Nigeria, and apparently over I think 1,000 people or so signed up and showed up, which is really cool. And then some of the speakers were local, so then they spoke in person, but then a lot of the international speakers were remote. So um, we just I think we used Zoom and then we teleconferenced in, I guess. And I didn't realize, so the conference was Friday and Saturday, and then the tech check for me was on, I think the tech check for every speaker, remote speaker, was on Thursday. And I don't think I realized how amazing and significant it was until I teleconferenced in and saw just how excited they were and how happy they were, all the organizers and volunteers that were putting the event together, and also Sarah, like and and it wasn't until I saw the excitement firsthand, and I think one of the tweets was so they've had meetups in Nigeria, they've had conferences locally within Nigeria, but this is the first international dev conference that was held there, and that is really amazing. And it was just such a great crowd. So it was, um, I'm I think it was one of those it's always really fun to give talks. I mean it's really, so this is some of the kind of that's really cool. This is kind of some of the people that were doing the technical and making sure the streams are going well, and this is amazing. This is what it took for them to like just get everything together so that the stream could go correctly, and that the internet was smooth enough. And so it just seems like there was just so much to overcome, but then it went off smoothly because of everyone's hard work. And I think it was one of those things where like it's always kind of stressful as a speaker before a talk, but then it's really, really great afterwards because of like how much the attendees enjoy or like the feedback I get. But this was one of those like I think it was even a level beyond that of like just how happy and grateful and excited they were. And it was just I think it was my first remote conference, but then it was also one of those like it's probably one of my favorite conferences now, I think. And I'm really glad I had that chance. So like I just wanted to talk about that a little bit. Yeah. um, but for today, what I want to do is last week I got all of the lyrics together from Taylor Swift. And although that data source that I found didn't have the lyrics for Reputation, her latest album, but I got almost all of her lyrics, and then I compared that to an emotion lexicon data set and got back things about how if they're like angry or so the emotions were like anger, anticipation, disgust, fear, joy, sadness, surprise, trust. And then I was trying to kind of see if there was any sort of trend over the years. And then one of the things that I forgot to do in my code is to take into account some albums will have a lot more words than other albums, so I need to normalize these numbers a little bit. So that's the first thing. And then, Godov23, hi! Oh, thank you so much for tuning in from India. I don't know, what time is it over there right now? But yeah, so today what I want to do is normalize these numbers. And then I also got this tweet from Roman about how I can also try this thing, the Watson Tone Analyzer. And so this one I was taking a look at, and it was really interesting. So wait, hold on. There was like a little demo. Oh, there we go, view demo. And it tells me, so I think this is a little bit different of a use case because this is apparently for like customer service goals and stuff, but you can analyze this and it will tell you anger, fear, joy, sadness, analytical, confident, tentative, which is also really interesting. And then it gives you back all of these information about whether they're like confident, and they do it by sentence. So then like the JSON, the data looks like this, where for each of the sentences, each of the lines, it will tell you back like how confident it is, that it's that particular tone, and that I might give this a try. Today also, just because the way I did it last week was really, really, really that simple, where I was like, for every word that was in this emotion lexicon, remember that emotion. And so this might be more sophisticated. So if I could figure out how to do this, that would also be quite fun. So those are my goals for today. I think I'm still in the just like trying to get this data going phase. And yeah, I think, and then once I can get this data, I think I want to try out a few different, like explore the data a little bit, see if there's anything I can do with the data I have, and that's my goal for today. And Phil My Voice said, did I miss the stream or is it just starting? It is just starting. Thank you so much for joining. And God of 23 says, seeing you go beyond traditional dataviz is so amazing. Thank you so much. It's just one of those things that's Actually, the person that made me realize that dataviz doesn't have to be just charts, and like just be bar charts or pie charts or any of that was Georgia Lupi. And her work is just so beautiful. So when I first came across her, she was talking about how she, I think sketches out her ideas and how she gets inspiration from different places. And recently I also really like her talks about how to make data more human, and that not having data just be, like big data, or like just that it's infallible or that it's impartial or any of that, but like data still a lot of times comes from people and human behavior, and that could be imperfect and subjective and all of that. So she's the one that, like, I saw her work and I was like, oh wow, like data visualization could be really, really beautiful. I just really love seeing her work. I do have to say, some of them I think um, I think all of them takes a while to read and figure out. So it takes a little bit of time investment, but always, always I find them absolutely beautiful. So yeah, 11:55 p.m. Oh my gosh, wait, so it's like also half an hour. So it's like not just hours of difference from here to India, but like a half hour too is like interesting. Thank you so much, though, for joining, even though it's so late. And oh my gosh, and then it's, wait, is it Sunday 11:55 p.m. for you in India? So then tomorrow morning would be Monday, and thank you so much for joining, and I hope I don't ruin your sleep schedule. But yes, okay, so today the very first thing I want to do is go in, and for every one of these songs and lyrics and words, or sorry, songs and lyrics, I want to remember how many words were in each of the lines, and then aggregate that up to how many words were in each of the songs. And then I'll use that to normalize. Yes. So I need to go and remember the code I wrote last week. My mind is just such a jumble right now. I think it's like one of those, like I've been working almost nonstop for like the last month to put everything together, like for clients, like for workshops and talks. I'm just like, I just want, like, the hurdle I need to clear is this upcoming Thursday for React Prattley, and as soon as that's done, I don't have a talk for another like month and a half, and I just want to chill. That's my goal. And okay, so what I'm doing here, because of course I didn't give myself comments last week, is so for each of the lyrics, I'm going through the lines and I'm getting out the words that so I'm basically I'm separating the lines into an array of words, and then I'm going through the words and I'm figuring out what emotions there are. But I think what I can do is then here say count, or let me say num words is words dot, actually no. And so actually what I want to do is here say const num words is equal to words dot length. And this is a little bit incorrect because when I did this regex, it basically separated out, it basically split by white space for me, but it also split by like apostrophes for me. So like words like we were, like so WE apostrophe is going to be two separate words, but I think that's okay because they're concatenations anyways. So this number of words is like an approximate number of words, and I want to do this here instead of here because this is where I go through the array of words and I remember the emotions, and also I filter out words that didn't match emotions. So then this one would be a subset of the word array of words here. So I want to actually get the number of words before I do this mapping and filtering. And now I can pass in my words here. And then I think what I have to do here, then what I'm doing is, so for each of the songs, I'm remembering the lyrics. And then I'm also remembering the emotions. And I also should remember the number of words. So actually, you know what? I think I still want to just say count. And then let total count equal to 0. And then here, remember number of words in the line, and then add that count to the total number of words in the song. Total count plus equals count. And then I should just be able to do total count here. And I think that should be, yeah, I think that should be all I need. And then for here, when I normalize, oh, actually, I think I also want to make sure to remember. So these are the emotion values. Let me see. So this is the previous data set. And wait, no. Okay, this is the data set. And then there's the lyrics, there's the emotions where I have like sadness, disgust, fear, etc. Maybe I should just be normalizing these already. Yeah, I think I'll just normalize these. So these are like the absolute values, the absolute totals. So which means that I need to rewrite this part of the code a little bit. And Gurlov23 asks, was the video preceding this one archived on your YouTube channel on January 17? I want to get up to speed until this point. Oh, so that one, I believe I have, I believe that one, yes, it's this one. Oh, weird that it's private. Let me change that really quick. That's really weird. I don't know why it was exported as private. Let me change that. I wonder if it's this one. Maybe I should be, let me, I hope I'm not like giving away any like, I don't know, important sensitive information. I don't think I am. Yeah, okay, save, and then let me also put this into my playlist. Where's my playlist? I think they changed the, so I haven't done this in a few months, and I think they changed the UI for this. Okay, so I don't quite know how to put this into the playlist, but I don't know why there's these, like sometimes it just defaults to unlisted or private, and I don't know why it does that. But now, hopefully, if you go to my YouTube, it should be all available. Yeah, so it'll be right here. So you can find it here. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why it was put on private. Yeah, thank you for catching that. I thought I'd been exporting it as public, but I guess it was private for like the last week, which is really weird. But yes, okay. So I think I'm going to change my code such that maybe I'll have this, which is the absolute count, and then I'll also have a normalized count. So let me think about how to do that. So let's say const emotions is equal to this, and this gives back this object of key values where the key is emotion and the value is the absolute number of those emotions. And then I can also have normalize, and that should just be I map through the emotions. Oh, but if I map through them, then it would turn that into an array. So I'm gonna just do reduce, and then emotions, give back a new object, and for each emotion that I'm going through, and I'm going to object the emotion. Oh wait, no, object the, no, this is the count, and then the emotion will be passed in because this is a value and this is a key. And object emotion is equal to the count divided by, oh, I should be calling it, because I already used count here, so I don't want to override that. So I think I'm going to call this num_words. Really horrible with names. Num_words divided by the count. So absolute number of this emotion divided by the total num words in the line, and then return that object, and then remember the normalized version. And then for each of the songs, take this part out where I am aggregating the emotions for each of the songs, and that looks like, so this is the lyrics, so that looks like this. So this code is giving me that, and then again go through it, reduce emotions, and then I hope like I'm not making bugs. I might be. Num_words, emotion, and then object, put in that emotion, and that should be num_words, divide by the total count for that song, return the object, and I'll put in emotions and normalized. Oh, thank you so much, Vilmos Mueller. Thank you so much for looking at them. It's my pleasure. And oh, wow, I have my. Thank you so much, Reno Fox 1321 for following. Okay, so if I have done this correctly, which I may or may not have, this should give me back now count for the number of words and the lines in the songs, and then also the normalized emotions. So let's see if I did this correctly. Nope. Emotions is not defined. Wait, is it parse? Oh wait, this is parse lyrics. And then I have so if emotions words return in line 34. Oh, I overwrote them. Darn it. Okay, so let's call this, so emotions lexicon. Let's call this emotions lexicon. And then, so basically here I should be doing emotions lexicon to look it up, and then all of the other parts, emotions make sense. Now, hopefully that worked. Did that work? All songs.json. And let's take a look at if that worked. Sources, show console drawer, copy and paste that in. Cool. 91 songs. My console has been, like, my Chrome console has been, like, pretty slow recently. I wonder, I don't know if it's, like, the combination of OBS with, like, everything I'm running, but let's see. Emotions normalize. Ooh, this is interesting. So there's those emotions out of a total of 214 words. And this is for, wait, title. Why is the title here? Lyrics. Wait, why is there anything about titles? I put in song. Okay. Either way, oh, of course, because each of them are a different song. Wow, I am out of it today. So this is the total count for that song. I think I did this correctly. I think I did this correctly. Yes, I believe so. Let me see if I push this up. If I push the changes up, then it should auto-reflect in this observable notebook I have. And then this should hopefully change because it will take into account, yeah, this should change because then, well, wait, hold on. And then this will not change, but then this data here should change to have the normalized emotions in it also, an account. Normalize the emotions in each song. And if I push that up, Ajax734 says hi, hello, thank you so much for joining. Okay, so if I just refresh this now, because this data set is pointed at my, oh, thank you so much, Megan McKissa? Thank you so much for following. Okay, so this is pointed at, is pointed at this file in my GitHub repo. So it should have updated with my latest changes, and indeed it has. So it has the normalized version now. So now what I can do is go in and use, instead of using emotion as the y-axis, I can use normalize. Oh wait, no, this is emotion. So the field should be, oh wait, no, I need to change my code here. So this one, I basically went and created a object for each emotion for each album. So I need to go and update this code a little bit. So what did I do here? Object of emotions, where key is emotion, value is the sum across the lines. And fascinating. So there's the value. Okay, so this first part, so I first group the songs by the album, and then I map and I remove positive, negative, and I add up the emotions for that. Okay, so I add up the emotions, the total number of absolute number of emotions for that particular album. What I should be doing is also I should also be adding up the total number of words per album so that I can go and divide, so that I can normalize for the album too. Oh my god, what was I doing last week? Okay, so there's this, and then this, and then so total count for an album is the sum of all of the songs, sum by all of the songs, and in each song use the total count, so the total count for each song. The song use the total count, and so for that it should be normalized. So value, I'll just call it value, is value divided by album that total count. I hope that works. Ooh. I think that did work. Let me console log some things just in case. Console log the album. But you can already see the fascinating. Okay. So I'm console logging. Okay, so the total count, good. Is summed together correctly, and then I'm using that to divide the absolute number for that emotion by the total number of words per album. Wow, fascinating. So this is the, I guess, her emotions over the years. Let me see. Actually, I think what I also need to go do is get her latest album. But like, look at the number of joy and anticipation that was in her, I guess, first album. And then I think this is her Christmas album. And I feel like maybe I should take that out too. So filter out if the album is this one, or actually let me just say if the year is 2007, because that's her Christmas album apparently. Yeah. Well, let's just say if the album is this one, then filter it out. So that album is not equal to Sounds of the Season collection. Oops. So that album is not equal to Sounds of the, and then, so this is all of her major, all of her, like, I guess, yeah, all of her album releases. So she like has basically an album release every 2 years. Yeah, that's like the cadence she's been having every 2 years. So then, wow, what was the difference between those two just now? Let me see. So with that, oh, that makes sense. So this spike, that's hilarious. So this spike is her holiday collection. Um, so this spike in joy and anticipation and stuff is her holiday collection, which makes a lot of sense. That there's a lot of spike because it's her Christmas songs. And once I take that out, it actually looks not that different, I guess. So let's see. So the green one is joy, and so it's always that she has like, what can we say about this? Like anticipation was high in 2010. What was 2010 again? 2010 was Speak Now. Oh, before I forget, there was someone tweeted me the analysis of Taylor Swift lyrics that somebody did. It was like Tampa Bay Times. Tampa Bay Times Taylor Swift. So this one, I haven't finished reading through it just yet, but it's like this person went through and kind of like, actually this is really fascinating. So she like went through and analyzed all of the lyrics for like 3 years apparently, and kind of like charted, like this is an interesting methodology of like occurrences of fantasy and reality by album. So words that she felt like, this author felt like reflective fantasy, whereas like words that she felt reflective reality. I don't know if these words reflect reality for me, but it was a super interesting way of doing things. And then I think, and she also broke down like different uses of words. So this is interesting. Like this is all very manual data collection. Oh, and this is I think where I stopped reading. I haven't been able to finish just yet, but so past and present tense is really interesting too. But a lot of them I suppose are present tense. Cares about her friends but can be really pretty, really petty. This was a really interesting one. And I feel like I should finish reading this. And I don't know what to do with this new information. But this is also interesting. Look at like how like disgust was, it's there, but it's like one of the lowest, and then it goes up from there. Surprise is flat. Anger has been going up too. I feel like, is it just me or is it like the good things, like anticipation has gone down apparently. Sadness goes up. Wow, like a lot of the negative things have been going up. But the joy went up too in 2014 apparently. And you can't always trust all of this because I think it's always really important to look at the underlying data. So like this is just really interesting on like a trend sort of level, but like shouldn't make any like conclusions from it. Okay, so I think the next thing I want to do is I actually think I want to go and find her latest lyrics and put it in here. And so to do that, reputation lyrics, GitHub, and there's a Taylor Swift topic. I like this one, Taylor Swift alcohol references. Okay, not directly related. Oh, it's not directly related to tswift. Simple Python API for getting lyrics from Metro Lyrics. And how does it return to me? List of song instances by this artist. Okay, reputation, album, API, maybe? Reputation, Taylor Swift, API. Wow. What is this? Oh, I see. How do I get these lyrics? Reputation, Taylor Swift, lyrics, and then maybe I can use, so Genius, I think Easy Lyrics, I'm sure these have APIs that I can use. Oh wait, let me take a look at how the person that I got these lyrics from pulled the lyrics. Feel my voice is emotional and engagement is up. Poggers? Fewer people feeling empty inside. What? I'm a little bit confused. Okay. Originally designed for a LeetCode 2016 workshop. Data using script.py. Cool. Full song data is contained in Easy Lyrics. So I think if I just, so in script.py, Python script.py, I see. Lyrics Walker. So she wrote a scraper, and these are, so there's Easy Lyrics. So Easy Lyrics does not have an API. Is that it? Soundtracks, Facebook, Easy Lyrics API. Ooh. Easy Lyrics, these are a simple API for Easy Lyrics written in Python. Let me try and get that for JavaScript. So get songs, get lyrics. All methods return promises which resolve different things. It's really simple. Get albums, get songs, get lyrics. String song name, interesting. Okay. So that's one option. It's so interesting to get these for, I wonder what the Genius API looks like. Actually, these are really interesting. All of this metadata is super interesting. Let's try and see if Genius has, I think Genius has a dev. Ooh, look, they have a developers thing. Genius developers create an API client, API documentation. Every page on the internet, build a nice, great app. Okay. API documentation. Songs. Music lyrics. The data for a song includes details about the document itself, information about all the references that are attached to it. Artists, web pages, search account. Oh. So if I give an ID, oh, I need an access token. Okay. Maybe the easiest thing for me to do right now is try to scrape that pie. Let me see. So she has a cache. This is interesting. So these are the modules I need to run it. And SHA-1. Load local. HTML parser. Okay, so there's the albums. Where is she loading URL? And the URL is, I see. So this is, she's gonna walk through this. And I see Reputation, and then there's all these other songs also. But actually, I only want Reputation. I didn't know she had like all of these other songs too. This might be one of those times when it's just faster, when it's faster for me to just copy and paste. Believe it or not. Lyrics. Okay, so let me try and remember how this was organized. Ah, yes. Okay, so it's basically album, lyrics, title, year. Yeah, it might be one of those times when it's just easier to just copy and paste. So basically, because there isn't actually that many songs, and I might actually end up it might actually end up just taking a longer time to write a script to get these like 10 or 12 songs or something, rather than just copy and pasting. So I think it's like basically if I just, let's see, for each one of the songs I need, well, the thing is, I still need to, okay, let me try this. That's not gonna work, so let me just, if I do that, then what I can do is look for look for using regex, look for all the new lines, and then replace it with an actual new line character. Can I do that? Wait, no, I want it to like, I want it to be like this this character. Let me see if I can actually do that. Ooh. Okay. Place all. Ooh. Okay. Now I can what can I do now? I want to basically append all of these lyrics to the end of this huge JSON, like basically this huge JSON. So let me create, so this is the lyrics. That works, and so all I need to do is say, let's call that lyrics. And then once the song is equal to, I want the album is reputation. Yes, album is reputation. And then, oops. And then year is 2017. And lyrics and title is, so that's all the metadata, right? Per song, album, lyrics, title, year. Yes, and the title is ready for it. I'm going to manually create these. Song, JSON.stringify song. And then put that at the end of, this is going to take a little bit of work. Oh well. Now let me do that in, let's see, Sublime. Okay, let me do this in Sublime Text. Where is my, there we go. Lyrics, open that up. Have you word wrap. Okay, and at the very end, add in the new song. And on to the next one. This might, okay. This might take a while. And game. Find, replace all, get the lyrics. Wait, why did it not? Oops. Okay, find all the new lines, replace all. Now it's lyrics, the unexpected identifier. What was the unexpected identifier? Huh, okay, that was fine. Let lyrics be that. Fine. Okay, let me restart. There we go. Inspect. Okay. Let lyrics be this, and then do I have to restart? Let lyrics be So this is my bad because I said const lyrics the first time around instead of let lyrics, and now Chrome is like, no. Okay, and then let song equal to the whole album is it, okay, reputation, year is 2017, song is endgame, and then lyrics, JSON.stringify. Okay, I hope, okay, from now on, it should be more streamlined. Okay. Now, I did something bad. Here we go. And then replace all, or streamlined. And then what I can do now is I can say lyrics is equal to the new thing, and then unexpected identifier again. Why? Oh, net lyrics is equal to? Why? Why won't you let me do that? Why won't you let me? Unexpected identifier. What's the unexpected identifier? Oh, I see. Oh, maybe I can do perfect. So there was like a quotation right here that was basically throwing everything off. So now that I did the backtick, now it works, which is perfect. And then I can say, okay, now I can copy and paste over what I wrote for the album. The song is equal to this. And change this to, what's this song? I did something bad. JSON.stringify song. Perfect. And then next song. Don't blame me. Replace all. And let the lyrics equal to backtick this. And now the song, actually at this point I should just say, I don't know why I'm doing it that way when I can just say JSON.stringify, pass that in, and this time it's called don't blame me. There we go. Don't blame me. Copy that. Okay, now that is full song count? Yes. Okay. Yeah, so sometimes data collection is just, it's just basically this. Replace all. Oops. Copy the lyrics over. Lyrics is equal to, take that. And then this is now called Delicate. Oh, I like that song. Delicate. Copy and paste. Fifth song done. Look what you made me do. Oh, that's really repetitive. I didn't realize how repetitive the song was. Replace all. Lyrics is equal to backtick. JSON.stringify. This one is look what you made me do. 6th song then. So it goes. Replace all, copy, paste. Yeah. There you go. This is so it goes. What's it so it goes? Yes, so it goes. Is this the 7th song? And then okay, 8th song. And this is gorgeous. Okay, is that 8th song? More than halfway through. More than halfway through. If while I'm doing this really repetitive thing, like how are you all doing? How is this week for you? I would love it if you can tell me about your week while I'm doing this extremely repetitive thing. Yes, okay. This is Getaway Car. I hope this is all, I hope it's like correct. I hope I hope it works. Like it would really suck if I do all this and it turns out like the new line character I'm using is actually incorrect or something. Oh crap, I think it might be. Well, at least I can then just use like an actual new line, like these new line things. Well, actually, that might not be bad. I'll go back and do that. Yeah, the new line character I'm using is incorrect. That's okay. So I just finished Getaway Car, King of My Heart. Oh no. Lyrics is equal to back tick this, and then this one is King of My Heart. 9th song? 10th song? King of My Heart. And then dancing with our hands tied. How many have I already done? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11th song. Okay, got this. Replace the new lines. Lyrics is equal to back tick. And then dancing with our hands tied. Put that in. Almost there. Oh, I like this song too. Place all, copy. And then, so this one is dress. This is why we can't have nice things. Oh wait, I need to go copy it and paste this over. Replace all, copy, this is equal to, oh, almost there. And then this one is really long. I'm going to copy the title over, copy, paste. Okay, two more songs. Wow, it's been a little bit more than an hour. Color what you want. Yep, I guess this is basically what I do for my data gathering. There's like nothing glamorous about data gathering or processing. Let's see, there we go. One last song. Okay, I'm excited. Replace all, copy, paste it over here, let's equal to this, and then put it into the JSON object, and this is called New Year's Day. Okay. Done. Oh my gosh. Okay, now I want to find and replace. Wait, is it this one? How do I can't remember how to find and replace in Sublime anymore. Find, replace, okay. So find every single one of these new lines and replace it with a new line character. That's a lot of new lines I'm trying to, ooh. Oh, she is. Well, that's not what I wanted. How do I make you not format it that way? My keyboard is also a little bit weird. We're like, okay, so don't replace with the regex. So if I say don't use regular expression, then maybe the replace with, we'll just replace it with like a string of that and not, let me see. Perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. So now I believe this is what I need. And if I run this again, theoretically, hopefully I'll have the latest. Okay. So the lyrics, all songs. Let's see if I did this correctly. I hope I did this correctly. All songs.json. Six songs, and it has reputation. Yes. Okay. That was a little bit of a manual work that I would have rather not had to do, but I have reputation. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, commit to master. Push to origin. Brilliant. And now, if I rerun my observable notebook, it should have all of the new songs in there too. So there should be 106 songs, which means here, perfect. So now right here is reputation. Oh, look at that. It's interesting. So joy, for example, it seems like was relatively flat and then went down in 2012. I don't know what happened in 2012. Went up for 2014. I feel like 2014 she was really happy. Like 2012 was like her last country pop album, and then 2014 she seemed to be pretty happy. But apparently like everything went up a little bit and then went down. Look at her trust. This is actually really interesting. Apparently words with trust are like, it just flatlined. And then I think everything, it seems like, went down a little bit for reputation. Interesting. Okay, now that I have that, I think what I want to do is, actually, I think I'm quite curious about like what each of the words are for each of these emotions. What am I curious about next? Hi, Terrific Taylor. I'm still working on my Taylor Swift visualization, and at this point, I feel like, I don't know, I feel like if I don't find anything else interesting from her data sets, I might actually just do a complete different topic altogether. I don't know. Like, I feel like I'm not as excited about this data set as I used to be. Like, I think I don't quite know what to do with it, I think is the problem. We'll see. Yeah. Okay, so actually I think it'd be really helpful to be able to see like what kind of words she's using each year for all of these emotions. So let me see. So like for each emotion across the albums, what sort of, well actually, let me see. What if I map out, what if I do, so for example, for joy, so it's interesting also that like, joy is still one of her highest, but like she starts out the most with like joy and trust and anticipation. Ionic Blaze, thank you so much for following. So, so Terrific Taylor asks, what about her are you trying to visualize? So that's exactly also what I've been struggling with. When I first started doing this, I was pretty excited because I had basically gotten all of the colors from her music videos and I wanted to do something with that. But then I also realized like, there wasn't anything I think that was like that particularly interesting to say about her use of colors in her music videos. And so I was like, maybe there's something interesting here about emotion. And I don't know yet. And maybe the emotion lexicon I'm using, maybe I'm using it in an incorrect way. Maybe I should actually be using this like tone analyzer. So maybe I should actually be using this because like this, what I'm currently doing is like looking at things word by word, but this tone analyzer will look at it line by line, which I think is the better way to use this. So maybe this is what I need to be looking into, but I think I want to see if there's something interesting about her lyrics and emotions across the years, or her lyrics and emotions, and like the way she uses color to um, show the emotions. I'm not quite sure yet. So DGA, it's go. What am I curious about next? I'll use this as a guiding question. Yeah. Usually, I don't know if I'm just like really tired this week, or like usually in the data set, I'll be so excited. I'll be like, oh, this is interesting. This is interesting. Like, this is what I'm curious about next. But for this one, I'm like, what do I want to know next? And I'm just like blanking. And Terrific Taylor says, not familiar with your work. That's perfectly fine. But Fill My Voice says, have you done machine learning? I have not. Although I've learned about this. Wait, maybe this is not it. MLJS? MLJS? Is it MLJS? Is it this one? So there's one that's like, the people that did this also did a machine learning one. P5JS machine learning. ML5, there we go, ML5JS. Friendly machine learning for the web. So I've been wanting to kind of look into this. Approach it for a broad audience of artists, creative coders, and students. Access to machine learning algorithms and models in a browser, building on top of TensorFlow. So this looks really cool. Drag and drop. I wonder what this is supposed to do. As in the call. Oh, but in terms of machine learning, I believe that's what this is. Like, the tone analyzer is basically that. And then I might just have to read it into this and use this to analyze the emotion in her lyrics. I think the coolest would be like if I could analyze the emotions, kind of like pull out certain words that like she uses a lot for certain emotions, and then see what sort of colors are used in her music videos whenever she uses those words. I think that would be like really, really cool. But for now, let me just see what sort of words, I guess, are being used for each of the emotions. Because I think maybe they probably aren't being mapped 100% accurately either. Let's see. So how would I want to go about doing that? So for each of the songs, there's the lyrics, and for each of the lyrics, she'll have emotion. Oh, and the words would be like blue. So here's the thing, right? Like blue is sadness, but like that's not 100% correct. So I'm trying to figure out, do I keep going with this data set, or like, do I keep going with the emotion lexicon I used, or do I give this Watson tone analyzer a try? And I feel like maybe I should be giving this tone analyzer a try. So let's see. Developer cloud. Node.js client library to use the Watson APIs. Authentication, parsing, documentation, services, assistant, conversation, so tone analyzer, there we go. Use a tone analyzer to service, to analyze the motion, writing, and social tones of the text. So all I would have to do is write a script to, this might be cool. Oh, we have visual recognition also. So actually, so I think TF-IDF, I've heard of this before, but I think if I remember correctly, that's also based on just the words, right? Like identifying, like it was NLP, and it's based on just single words, is my understanding of it. But this one, let me see, this is actually pretty straightforward, it seems like, where if I just give it my username and password, give it the URL, and then I can input the sentence, and for every single one of them, I can log what comes back. So that might actually be pretty good. So I'm trying to decide if I should use this or if I want to do a few more things with this data set. So like this one, for hope, I hope you think my favorite song, Joy, Positive Trust. This is really interesting too. Maybe for each one of the emotions, I can figure out, I can do a bar chart of the top words that she uses, and that might be interesting. Okay, so let's do that. So this makes me curious about what words are the most common across all of those emotions. To do this, I need to, let's think this through. I need to get the words. So this, I need to get the words out of each line of each song, and then I need to also remember the emotion associated with it, and then, okay, and then basically create. So I need to get the words out of each line of each song and remember the emotion associated with it. Okay, let's try doing that. So, words, emotion, so it's basically words by emotion is equal to, no, I want it to be emotion and then each of the words, emotion and top words for each emotion. So let's think this through, get the data, and the data is basically song, lyrics. I want to get into song, lyrics, words, and emotions. So what I want to do is basically first have just an array of word and emotion pairs, and then group them, word and emotion pairs, and group them. Okay, let's at least first get the words and emotions out of there. So what I want to do is map, and for each song, I want to get all of the words, think about this. So within the song, there's the lines, and then in the lines there are the words. Why did I miss this so much? Song. Can I do it this way? Chain song dot lyrics. Song dot lyrics, and then for each of those song dot lyrics, I want to get. So song dot lyrics will be an array of object. Oh, thank you so much, Danthus. Thank you so much for following. So it would be an array of objects with these information. So then for each of the lyrics, I want to get the words out of them. Is it words? Yes, I want to get the words out of them. So actually, it should probably be song.lyrics, and then get the words out of them. Also .words. And let's see what it says. Okay, so for each one of these songs, there are, I see. Okay, so then I've gotten these out, and so for each word, it might have multiple emotions. So let's think this through. Okay. I want to create basically an data structure where at the first level it's keyed by the emotion, and at the second level it is basically an object of, it's an array of all of the words that are associated with that emotion and the count for those words. So what I should be doing is basically creating that first level object first where it's keyed by the emotion. So I should actually be doing a reduce instead of a map, I think. I believe so. Yes, let's try this. So reduce, and so there's the object and song, the final object with all of the emotions. So at this level, what I'm trying to do is an object with key is the emotion, and the value is an array of words for that emotion. Perfect. I think this will work. So let's do this where I chain and I get back. I map the words, and what I'm going to do is then I'll get that back, and then once I get that back, what I want to do is maybe flatten them and filter out, or actually no, filter out the empty arrays and then flatten them. And now I'll have these, and so these will be the word with the emotions. And so what I want to do is basically words and emotions, and what I want to do is go through each of these and unpack the, so for each of them I'll just call it data for now, and then let me unpack it to be cost emotions and word is equal to the data, and then what I want to do is say if the object doesn't have, and then I have to also loop through each of the emotions, and then if the object doesn't yet have that emotion, then create a new array. So basically, if final object doesn't have motion, create new array. And then push that word in. And then after that, I think we should be able to return the object. Perfect, 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 perfect. And so then there's all of these words. Oh, interesting. And then so there's an array of all of these words, and then I'll do what I'll do next is actually, so I'm using Vega Lite to draw some of these charts, and I want to do a bar chart of all of the words, and so I need it to be quantitative. Okay, so actually I think I could just do, I think this is actually all that I need. Actually, let me think this through. Yeah, it might be everything that I need. Oh no, let me okay, I know what I need to do. So then now for each one of them, for each emotion, give me an array of objects where each object has both the word and count for each word. So that would look like dot map and reduce object words emotion and array of objects. Okay, so then what I want to do is const so words is equal to actually no, it should be object emotion is equal to chain words count by and count by, count by, and then 2 pairs to turn that into an array, and then sort by the one with the most, so sort by the highest count to lowest count, so that, and then for each one of them, I want you to give me back return an object of the word, which is now the first thing in the array, and the count, which is the second thing in the array. And return object. Oh, and then dot value. And now, interesting. This is actually slightly more interesting. Disgust is also bad, mad, feeling. Wow. Wow. I wonder, how do I do multiple charts at a time? Like, how do I do a small multiple in Vega Lite? Small multiples. How do I do this? Encoding, mark point description data, encoding is, oh, I see, so I do row is the, darn it, okay. So to be able to do small multiples, I need to specify the row, I want to specify the X, the Y, and the color. Let me see if there's other, ooh, okay, repeat and concatenation. Maybe this is what I want. As an example, this is a great example, ooh. Okay, encoding row, ooh, repeat row and column. And where is the data? Data is cars.json. And then I don't care about this selection part because that's the interaction, but I do care about the encoding. Now let me take a look at how they organize cars.json to be able to do the small multiples. Let's see. Data light in GitHub. Cars.json, how does that look like? So it's an array of, I see, so it's looking at, so this is not the data structure that I just created. So this is basically looking at, that's not the way that I have it. So this is basically a small multiples that look at each one of these different Okay, so how do I repeat Vega Light docs repeat? So how do I do this? To repeat a view, define what fields should be used for each entry in a row of columns, then define the repeated view and spec with a reference. So, for instance, you can use this operator to create an overview of the trends in multiple variables. Repeat temp max, precipitation, and wind. Okay, encoding is X, Y, color. Repeat, this is the field to repeat. You see? So the Y is what's being repeated. Okay, let me just try and do a bar chart at a time. So the one that I guess I'm the most interested in, there's so many of them. But let's look at joy, because there seems to, yeah, let's take a look at that line chart and let's look at which one seems to be the most interesting. So let's take a look at the joy and let's take a look at the trust and anticipation, and then, because those are the three that are generally the highest lines. So let's try doing a bar chart of just trust, or sorry, joy. So the data is what we just calculated that I called, what did I just call it? Emotion top words, okay. So I call it emotion top words dot joy. And then mark is a bar. Encoding is, for the x-axis, I want it to be type is nominal, and field is words, word, And for the y-axis, type is quantitative, and field is count. Let's see. And it sorted the x-axis by alphabetical, but I want it to be by the count field. So I want it to be count, type is quantitative. Perfect. So love and baby. Interesting. Good, beautiful. Let me try and do that for... Actually, let me try and do that for... What's another good one? Joy, so there's trust. Okay, so trust and anticipation. Dawn. Why is it dawn? Why is dawn? Trust. Good, smile, feeling safe. Found, dawn. Like don't? Anticipation is time. Interesting. So this is most common words for joy. And this is most common words for trust. And then this one is the most common words for anticipation. And then let me try with some of the bottom ones. So this is disgust. She has fear, that spikes up in 2010. So let me also see like sadness. Sadness is the fourth highest. Interesting. So this one is for, oops, ED, most common words for sadness. Bad fall leaves. Really interesting. So Alien Oracle asks what I'm building, and so this is basically, I'm looking at the words in Taylor Swift lyrics and what kind of emotions are associated with them. And the way that I did this first time around is like with an emotion lexicon that's like maps one word to a set of emotions. And I feel like what this is kind of telling me is that like it's lacking the context of the rest of the lines. And so I think what I'm going to do is, I think this is where I'm going to stop for this particular attempt. And I think I'm going to use the tone analyzer, the Watson tone analyzer, because it seems like it's pretty straightforward to use. And I'll do that next week. But I'm glad at least, like, I think, so today what I got to do is finish getting, so I got all of the lyrics for her latest album, which I didn't have in the data set I found online from Irene Chen, which, but I was really thankful that she had that data set. Thank you so much, Terrific Taylor, for following. Oh, Terrific Taylor asks, why Taylor Swift over someone like the Beeve? Because I don't like the Beeve as much. I never really enjoyed his songs as much, but I actually really like. I kind of grew up listening. Well, I guess I was already grown up because I was already like entering college. Like her songs got me through a lot of college and post college, so I have really good memories with her songs. Um, so that's why I started going through her lyrics. But if this tone analyzer thing doesn't give me anything else that I feel is interesting, I might have to um, I might have to reconsider and like do a different topic. Um, but I think at least today I'm glad I got all of the new lyrics in, and I'm glad at least I was able to say I don't think this particular data set is that I built up is going to be as accurate, like quote unquote accurate, to analyze her emotions with. But like this is still quite interesting of looking at like how the emotions throughout her albums have gone up or down, um, like these anticipation kind of things. Like I wonder if that's like her daydreams and then like her becoming more realistic once she's gotten older. So anticipation, the words are like time, good, long, feeling, coming, etc. So I feel like what I want to do is use a tone analyzer to get emotions that are based on the entire line, and thus it will be, I think, have more context, and then do some similar exploration as I did today, and see if there's anything interesting there. And if there isn't, then I might just have to move on to a different topic, I think, a different project. But thank you so much for sticking it through today with me. And then those are some pretty massive objects. Oh, do you mean this one or these or yeah, so this is kind of yeah, so I think I'm done for the day and I need to go and I think finish up my talks for React Rally on Thursday. And then after that, I think I'll have more time and more mental capacity to work on this project again. And I'm looking forward to being down to just working on my client projects and not worrying about workshops and talks for a while. So client projects and this side projects, and not having to worry about workshops and talks. And Terrific Taylor says, might just be because I'm used to SQL databases instead of these. That is very fair. That could be very much it. I actually haven't touched SQL in years, so I can't even remember what that looks like anymore. Yeah, so thank you so much for joining, and I'll see you next week. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.